Heredity by Thomas Hardy, 1840 to 1928. I am the family face, flesh perishes, I live on, projecting trait and trace through time to times anon, and leaping from place to place over oblivion. The years-heired feature that can in curve and voice and eye despise the human span of endurance, that is I. The eternal thing in man that heeds no call to die. Okay, this is a poem by Thomas Hardy. Let's see, Thomas Hardy was a British author and poet. He's probably most famous as an author, although he was a pretty good poet as well. He was an architect. I think he went to King's College London, and he came from Dorsetshire. Now, I think this poem Heredity was written in 1901, and this poem is about, or at this time, Charles Darwin's Origin of Species was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking about Origin of Species, and the problem was that they were suggesting that, or Origin of Species suggested that God is dead, that heredity, it has taken the position of God, that inherited characteristics are how we have all come about, and this is effectively the problem at that time. It's there was a huge debate about religion and science, and this is a poem talking about heredity. Well, the poem is heredity itself talking. This poem personifies heredity. This is heredity speaking, and the heredity is proud and strong, and at this time there were many people that were very upset about evolution. There are still many people who are upset about evolution, and the problem of reconciling modern biology with belief in God. Now, this poem says that heredity is the one thing that is passed down, and heredity is very proud and bold, and in this way it's almost saying that heredity is saying, I am the new God, I am more than God. I am the family face, and this is personification of heredity in itself. Let's see, heredity is the passing down of the characteristics of in a line of people. It's passing on physical, mental, genetic characteristics from one generation to the next. Flesh perishes, I live on. So the flesh dies, people die, but I, the trait, the gene, I live on. This is the selfish gene. This is the gene that is the thing that is alive. It's the genetic information that passes from generation to generation, projecting trait and trace through time to times anon. So I go through time. The gene, it carries characteristics, traces of itself through time to times anon, through the ages, along the sands of time. So flesh perishes, people die, people come and go. But heredity lives on, this gene lives on, this selfish gene lives on, and leaping from place to place over oblivion. So this gene can carry on. So heredity can live through the years, despite the fact that the physical people die. And this gives, or the tone of this is very proud, that heredity is very, very proud of itself. It's the only thing that matters. The years-heired feature that can in curve and voice and eye despise the human span of durance. So I am the feature, I am the characteristic that in the shape of the eye, in the colour of the eye, in the voice, in the way that the body is made, I can despise the human span of durance. I can forget about the fact that human beings are something that comes and goes. I am something that lives through time. I can despise the fact that humans die, that everything is mortal, because I am not mortal. I do not die. That is I. So I am the thing that lives forever, the eternal thing in man that heeds no call to die. So this final line is in ways is very ironic. I am the eternal part of man, something that doesn't die. I am the immortality of man, and this itself is characterized against the religious belief that the spirit is the eternal thing in man. The spirit is what lives forever, and it is through our spirit that we die. But here heredity is saying I am more than God, that heredity, I as heredity, I don't die. I am the thing in man, or the thing that is eternal, the thing that lasts forever, and therefore heredity is claiming to be the new God, if you like. So heredity, it's an interesting poem. Also notice that Hardy, I think, was an atheist. So he was one of the early people to embrace the ideas of Charles Darwin and support them. So, Heredity by Thomas Hardy.